I saw Deborah last night. She says hello.
Deborah.
Huh? She just picked up her son at the daycare. 800. Josh. It's funny. He tripped on his shoe.
Good morning. I didn't think he was making it.
Good morning.
You didn't think I was gonna make it. Wait, so you disappeared?
I mean, I just came to show
I know you
show
said that, but
support.
I was like, oh, like you really pulled the abracadabra.
Man.
Did you see Kim?
I didn't see anybody. I saw you, and when I saw you, I turned right back around. I really, like I was thinking, what would Jay-Z do? He would go his ass on. It was just a long day. A lot of, and we had family in town for the swearing in. It was just a lot going on.
I figured that. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
I almost brought the Jay-Z cake today.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? All right. First, let me edit the post. Edit. The camera is on, just so you know. I just didn't want you to get caught.
Who's here today?
Ed Backrack.
Hey, Maze.
Yes.
Are we on TV?
Yes.
Um,
News.
yeah, but it's an interesting story again, and we can talk about it.
Ed Burke. Okay. Can you write it? Oh, I gotta get this up.
I'll just type it on the screen, okay?
All right.
Oh, that's who's doing that. I thought that was Sonya.
the sound picking up everything. WVON morning show. Post. Okay, share. Share post. Twitter. Facebook. Post. Bam. All right. I think we are set and ready. Are we here yet? All right, good. We're there. All right, what's up, everybody? Take a moment, share the broadcast. How y'all feeling? Todd, I need my Lions. All right, y'all. Let's get this cracking. It's the WVON morning show. Went a little hard yesterday. Y'all know I don't really drink too often, so I was day drinking. Some gangster stuff happened last night, yesterday. Man, I watched a Latino stand up in front of a room full of people and be like, we taking our joint right here. And I was like, it's time. Inspired my social media question of the day. All right. Don't forget, we got the senior breakfast coming up. Also, don't forget you can advertise. Social media question of the day coming up. I'm trying to get me some more graphics in there. Come on, Todd. You see, this is what I can't stand. Like, I just want to start on time. I just want to have my thing done.
Expressed on our programs are not necessarily those of WVON, Midway Broadcasting Corporation, or our participating sponsors.
Come on, man. I hate when people do that, man. Irritates me. I just would like to. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me as she has been all week, it is Miss Quinn Bryant. Quinn, how you feeling this morning? You had a big night last night.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Chicago really showed out.
Chicago really did show up and show out. You know, I stopped in yesterday in case you did not know. You know what? First of all, let me go backwards because yesterday, I know we mentioned it, but we gave it short shrift. Yesterday, not only was it Jay-Z's birthday, but it was also was the day that Fred Hampton was born, murdered. Was it? I'm trying to think of the line. It was the death of Fred Hampton, and you know what? We did a lot of pop cultural icons celebrating, but we did not acknowledge that, which actually.
Can I ask a question? Why do we celebrate the day of a person's death, though? Or is it?
I don't think it's a celebration. I think it's an acknowledgement. And I think that you acknowledge what people have contributed, right? And I think that it is the respect of like those fallen soldiers. When you go to DC or something like that, and you see the tomb of the unknown soldier, it's about the people that fought for you that you never knew, etc. And I think it is. We don't really have any type of. There's no freedom fighter memorial, so I think it's important for us when.
We should do that every day.
Well, you know what? I'm going to task you with going to find who it is and putting it together. But I do think that it is a good idea. And I just want to make sure we acknowledge our ancestors. You know, you walk around here and there are monuments to every white slave master, owner, whatever in the world. So I'm not going, you know what? Let's just make sure we show that brother his respect. Shout out to Fred Hampton Jr. too, and all of the people, the Panthers, the Cubs, everybody out there still in the fighting on the front line. All right, let's get cracking. It's the WVON Morning Show. Now, let me tell y'all, you know what? It seems like I feel like we ain't on the soul plane no more. I feel like we starting to turn into spirit. We've been leaving so late all the dang gone time. Geez, so today, once again, we are sitting on the tarmac because our news person has had a slight debacle. Apparently, she started her car, locked the keys in the purse and everything in the car with it running. Then she went to the firehouse, and so the firemen are now obliging, and they are helping her get in. Because, you know, the firemen were all like... So we are going to sit on the tarmac for a few minutes as we wait for Annette Flournoy. But in the meantime, let's say what's up to Miss Sonia Escobar. Sonia, the musical director of the Soul Plane. Sonia, how you feeling this morning? Juanito! Where are you, Juan? We need that. If that coffee... You know, at the end of you know what I was thinking about that? Now at 8 o'clock, I'm looking for my refill, and it's like, there's no refill coming. You know, how about this? Yesterday, I went to Dunkin' Donuts. Check this out. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, but you know, they took the name Donuts out of Dunkin' nationally. So now it's just Dunkin'. It's not. So
it doesn't matter. People are going to call it Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, maybe not. You know why? Because I pulled up to Dunkin' Donuts, and guess what they did not have yesterday? Donuts.
Oh.
How you pull up to Dunkin' Donuts, and they say, we have everything but donuts?
That's okay. Just go to that donut and old-fashioned.
You know what? I hear you until you got to be here trying to do this show prep, and you're on the clock, and you got a path and a pattern. And so now, I go there, and my man says, are you sorry? There is no more donuts in the...
Ooh. You did not.
That's what he said.
No, sir.
That is exactly how he says it. We talk like that. Why?
Because if it was the reverse and somebody
said, yo.
Exactly.
Dog, you want a donut with that? I would be like, man.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Like, right. And then I say, you know what? He was real in the mug, though. Right, I'm saying. Okay, so let me ask a question. When's the last time you went to a Dunkin' Donuts and somebody said, good morning, how may I take your order, please? Got it. Okay, so, you was in Niles and you still didn't get that. You still didn't get that. You could go anywhere in the world, maybe Boston. And they'll be like, maybe in Boston they might. It's the WVON morning show. Dunkin' Donuts, no donuts. And then, so I said, what, they back there making them up? You know what he told me?
What?
They don't make the donuts at Dunkin' Donuts.
Are you kidding me?
No. And I was beyond offended. Because do you remember growing up in the commercial was, time to make the donuts? Oh, well, I do. It was the little short, fat, white dude with the mustache, and he would get out of bed with his wife, and he would be like, it's time to make the donuts. It's actually, that commercial became classic, and it became in the lexicon. So now when you say it's time to make the donuts, people don't realize it came from that commercial.
Oh, so that wasn't a saying before that?
No.
Oh.
No. Right. Hey, you never know what you get on the WVON morning show. I got another pop culture fact for you really, really quickly. I think I have it. You know what? See, this is what I talk about. Like, okay, hold on. So I got another pop culture fact. You want to know, fellas, if you're in the car and you want to know if your girlfriend cheats? And you're in the car, I got a real quick test for you right now. You can check her fingers. And you can check her fingers and find out if she is more likely to cheat or not. So this is what I want you to do, fellas.
Like if your boyfriend.
This is all about if your women are more likely to cheat or not. If the index finger is taller than the ring finger, she is more likely to cheat.
Oh,
now,
might have something to it.
if the index finger is lower than the ring finger, then she is more likely to be faithful. You know what? It's gonna be some hand checks around this mug today. It's gonna be people gonna be running. Come here, let me see you. You know what I thought they was gonna say? Y'all gonna be mad at me if you know what when Ty brought this into me and said, you want to know how to tell if your woman, your girlfriend is a cheat, check her fingers. You know what I thought he was gonna tell you had to do? What? I'm gonna let you guess. But I sure was like, what? I was like, does it have anything to do with, you know what? Let's talk. It's the WVON morning show, but I was like, ooh. So you know what, hey fellas, look at the women around here trying to pop their knuckles and stretch their stuff out, cause yeah, if they're index finger, you make sure you watch that. Dunkin' Donuts, no donuts. Can I tell you? And just in the world of absurdity, I just want to. There's so many parallels to black and white today with this Ed Burke thing. But the first one I'm going to draw is this one. Do you realize that 1 week ago, the feds went into Ed Burke's office, both offices, papered the windows, took over, walked out with all the computers, went to his ward office, papered it over, took out the computers, took over the office, and he had a fundraiser yesterday. How much money do you think he made that fundraiser yesterday? Okay, so let me back up. Wait. But dig this. He pulled down $1.5 million at a minimum yesterday. At a minimum.
So how does that measure up comparatively to some of the
black elected officials? Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. That is part of what the social, because can I tell you, while it was going on, I was chilling with quite a few black aldermen who were aldermen and committeemen who were in the building celebrating my beautiful and lovely wife, Commissioner Carrie Steele's swearing in. Shout out to Carmen Rossi down at Joy District for all the love. Thank you to all the elected officials that came out. But can I tell y'all what was really interesting, and we'll talk about it more when we come back. I had some great conversations yesterday about what's in it for the black people. We'll talk about it more when we come back. Traffic and weather's next. Oh, Jesus. I didn't give y'all a speaker. Sorry. Just think about this.
Oh, so they can hear that.
They can hear because nothing was over everything was in the studio.
Wait, so if I share the live, does it share live or does it share up to that point?
It shares live. Wake up, everybody. It's so fucking hot in here.
Honorees at Ford of it.
I got fussed at yesterday for cursing. I got fussed at yesterday from, there was a lot of people. It's so hilarious to go to government events and so many staff people be quiet, but they be like, I listen to the show every day, all day, every day. And they are like, man. And it's so crazy because people pay so much attention to the details that you don't realize. So they be like, how's the, and I be like, what are you talking about? And they be like, somebody stole my line, y'all. Yep. I told y'all, you knew once I said,
Tell me the size of that window.
no, we're leaving. We're moving. We're moving to 800 South Wells this month.
The parking up there though is gonna be fine.
I got Parker.
The building?
Actually, that's where I started in radio, actually. V103 used to be there. And I was making,
My friend's popcorn shop is in there.
that's why I took my pay cut from $45,000 a year making sandwiches to an 18th
What's the name, Deli?
Wall Street Deli.
Yeah.
At Wall Street Deli. I left, I was making $45,000 a year making sandwiches. And I took a gamble and went down to $18,000 to work at V103. And it was on and popping from there. I remember the V103 van used to be on Madison and Pulaski every day because as soon as the afternoon show came on, I went straight over to the west side to pick up Big Swill. We put that sound system. V103 never had as much street team action. Man, we was everywhere. All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. What up, Quasey? What up, Nanette? What up, Tiger Lily? What up, Henry Harsfeld? What up, Howard Trout? Y'all take a moment, share the broadcast. I know I haven't been very interactive here lately, so you all have not been sharing, but I need you to share. What's up, Christian Pollard? What up, Brandy? Tell Dominique I said what's up. I've been, they jacked me, y'all. They stole my joints. Now my show's not gonna be the same. I told you though, there's so much hate. Somebody fucked it up. I know they did, or they hit it.
You know,
Hit it, broke it. If I feel like if you, that's why I always say, can you?
that has admired it. And I got my.
You know that for a fact.
I got my. Oh, I know the person who has admired it.
That's why black people. Think about that. That's ridiculous.
Black. I thought-
Because the only white person here is Todd.
I left early yesterday. I was here when I left.
Ridiculous, man. If y'all stole my, like, here's going, what's going to be the,
You know.
okay, find my line. Lions Den, no lions.
You get a cub.
Cornflakes, no milk.
Speaking of cornflakes, you hear about that guy who just got sentenced? That worked at the cornflakes factory, Maze?
Oh no. What up, Stevie B? You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Quinn Bryant. Her new book, she had a big release party. So Quinn, tell me about your release party. How'd it go last night? I stopped by for a hot drive-by. And Carrie and I actually came by after the inauguration, but it was cracking. I think I saw my man Dave Jeff, Kim Nash. I saw Mary Datcher posting, Swank PR. I saw a lot. You had a lot cracking. Talk to me. What happened last night?
It was executed flawlessly. Jeff Gibbs and some other local musicians played some Jay-Z songs. DJ Mike P. Was on the turntables. We had a lively Q&A with Dave Jeff. It was just good vibes all around.
Good vibes. It was good to see people, good black people doing good black things in the neighborhood down in Sanctuary. Peace to everybody who showed up last night. Also, don't forget to grab the book. And yesterday people were asking me, is it available on Amazon? Where is it available?
It will be available on Amazon. So yesterday was the announcement. We couldn't let Jay-Z's birthday go by without making that announcement. And pre-orders became available. So it'll be available in your hand the week of Christmas.
Okay, and there is a mobile app that goes with it. Do you get that when you get the book?
Correct. The mobile app. Yeah, you do get access to the mobile app when you get the book. For the people that were at the event yesterday, they'll have access to the mobile app like almost immediately.
Got it. Okay, cool. So yesterday also, you know what? I'll circle back to where I was at last night. But let's get to check it out. Fritz, our county government is officially in place. Completely. I think the last of the swearing-ins occurred yesterday, and I'll highlight that a little bit more. I want to touch a couple things real quick. So, this Beto O'Rourke, this is the guy who ran for Senate in Texas. He cursed. He did all the stuff. You know, they were trying to make him the Mexican, Irish Barack Obama. And now he met with President Obama because apparently he is planning on running for president. Now, there are very few times I agree with Mayor Rahm Emanuel, but Rahm came on TV last week. Yes, our lame duck mayor, Rahm Emanuel, and said you usually don't promote losers, right? Even Barack Obama, he got mollywopped by Bobby Rush. He didn't say, oh, I got mollywopped, let me go run for president. I think in this era of...
But Barack Obama is not...
What? You can't see that on the radio.
That was for you.
Oh.
If you wanted to say it, you could say it.
Well, I'm going to say it. You know me. Nah, Barack Obama, because he's not black. But I don't know. Beto O'Rourke seems like he's the product of an Irish, Spanish, Latino, which I told y'all about this Irish Latino thing. Everything to cut the black people out. They like, we got the perfect blend. But I just think it's crazy that these folks get to run for president after you can't even win your home. You can't even win your home state, but you feel good to run for president. They did a lot of drama yesterday. This Bush thing. Okay, so let me stop. In honor and deference to our former 41st president, and to respect the dead, yesterday he is laying in state. Only a few hours left. I think it may have ended today. But y'all remember Bob Dole? Bob Dole was the guy who ran against him, but he used to always have the pen stuck in his hand, and his hand didn't. So his hand didn't really work. He was a victim of a military fight, so he used to have an immobilized hand, and he would always stick the pen in it. Well, he was the Kansas senator that ran the U.S. Senate for so long, and it was during the time of civility. But all of those guys are super, super, super old, and he was wheelchair bound. Did you all see them stand him up so he could give the final salute? Man, it's like these guys that are super thin get super big when they get old. Is it water? I don't know what the deal was, but I saw that and I was just thinking, like, as I'm watching the Bush funeral, I know y'all gonna be mad at me for saying this, but I was counting the number of people that died. Like when they showed the Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, all of those guys, even Colin Powell sitting, I was like, think about how many people collectively these people have killed. I was like, you are looking at white supremacy on display right now, like the old guard of white supremacy, because that's the rich old white supremacy, because Donald Trump is bringing the pitchfork white supremacy back, boy. They was top down. Donald Trump is going bottom up. How about this one? Kevin Hart to host the Oscars. That's a BFD. That's a BFD in the industry, right? In the industry of entertainment, him hosting Chris Rock has done it, right? And Chris Rock was pretty good. I can't watch the Oscars because it's too long and it's too boring.
I don't watch award shows.
You know what? I do watch the musical award shows because I like to comment on Facebook and crack, and then like it's like a live commentary. But you know what? So Kevin Hart puts together an interesting scenario when you become too successful, right? Because black folks will start hating on you. Like you start getting too much money, too commercially successful, and they be like, "What happened to Eddie Murphy? Do black people even still claim Eddie Murphy?"
Yes.
Barely.
Wow, I do.
I'm just telling you. You know, when Eddie Murphy went off the deep end, when Arsenio... Let me stop. You know what? Let me go back to where I really belong, back in the political world. So shout out to Cook County government, everyone who was finally installed. Man, Fritz Kagi. Shout out to Fritz Kagi. He invited me to the swearing in a little late, but check it out. Fritz came in and fired everybody. He fired the whole Joe Barrio squad. Take your mama, your daddy, your great granny, your mama, get everybody, get y'all stuff, and get the you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fizz up out of here. Woo! Fritz snapped. Fritz came through there like he kept one person. Can you imagine being the one person that's left? Like, hello. You know, and he was a white dude, right? So I just like, do you know, he probably felt like the white dude, you know, like the one black dude that's already there, everybody looking at you crazy. Shout out, you know what, so yesterday, y'all know Carrie got sworn in. And I had an interesting, so at the swearing in, I saw the most gangster speech ever delivered in a county government that I ever saw in my life, delivered by Louis Arroyo. And I'm going to tell you, it was like, you know, I came to tape one thing and I came only to see Carrie. And by the time he got through with the dang on speech, I was trying to fumble to get to record it so that black people could hear it. That man said, he stood up in front of a room full of white, black, Asian, Latino, I don't care what you call it, liberal, gay, whatever, and said, we here now, we taking ours, we ain't asking nobody. And he said, I don't care if you the unions, I don't care if you progressive, you told us what we couldn't do. You see my man sitting right here, who's next? And they was like, they getting ahead, they getting theirs. So I gotta ask the social media question of the day. When we come back, I'll let y'all know. It's Talk Chicago 1690. Y'all, so Louis Arroyo is Gilbert Villegas's. Can I tell you, they got them dudes are political gangster, and it's dope. Like, I wish y'all could have seen the faces of all them white people sitting up in there. This dude is like, I didn't come here to talk about no damn water. He's straight up, like, everybody is up here like, and the water-soluble biosolids of the blah, blah, blah. And you know, I learned all that stuff because Carrie is a chemist. Man, everybody coming up talking about how much they know. Dude walk up like, water, water, water. I y'all talking about water. I'm tired of talking about water. I don't want to hear no more about water. I want to talk about equity and parity. You know, that man Marcelino, his father came to me and he said, I want you to make my son an elected official. And I said, you know what? And they told us that we couldn't have the seat. They said, who sent you? Whose seat is it and who gonna support you? And they said we doing it. Said the unions. Yo, that speech was so gangster. And it's like the unions are pissed, but they took the seat. And everybody sat around. Look, everybody's like, oh, you can't do it. You better not. And he was like, we doing it. And ain't nobody gonna stop us. And they took it, and everybody posed and propped and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? They lost. He took the seat, and he like, we here today. And we coming for more. And he told all the white people sitting in the room, like, he was like, nah, y'all. Basically, he said to the Negroes in the room, y'all can sit around here and watch these people take y'all stuff if y'all want to. We taking ours and we ain't waiting. And it's...
He was like, Akon.
Yeah, it was so crazy because, like, Like the problem is black people can't even, their minds don't even work that way. It's like some of this stuff ain't fear of death. This is just fear of offending someone who gives no fucks about you. Like in the political world, so many times these ain't life and death.
Do you think it's fear, or do you think your voice has just been silenced for so long you just think that you don't have one?
I think it's a meld of all that. And so when you don't know your voice and you don't know you can use it, and when you hear the sound of it, you get scared of it because you don't realize, oh, it's like the Wizard of Oz. Like there are they make all of these sounds and scary, and then when you get behind the shit, he stood up in front of them and said, we got more signatures than the whole entire Democratic Party for our guy, and y'all, we supposed to be scared of y'all?
Because you know your power.
Exactly. And it was, and by knowing his power, they took a seat on the board that nobody expect. Like you usually have to ask or wait. He was like, we ain't got to go for, we asking. Right. It's an election. It's like the people vote. And now all y'all got to kiss. Now he's got to vote. And no matter who you said, no matter what unions came against us, no matter whoever, when we won, now everybody want to talk to my man. And it was, it's so frustrating for me to see. And then it was like I had a great conversation with so many black elected officials who I haven't talked to in a long time. And it's just to be like, for real, y'all, I swear to God, I'm not against you, but did you just heard this mug say what he getting ready to do? And everybody's sitting there like, we can't. Like, what you mean we can't? Then you go, we sitting up at a fundraiser. Ed Burke. Look, they made people stand in an hour line to shake this mug's hand. Understand, there was a line. It took an hour because he wanted to shake everybody's hand and look them in the eye as he received their dough. The minimum ticket was $150. It was, okay, $150 for the ticket. There were 1,000 people at the event. Right?
Yes.
That's the start. That's only the general admission ticket. That ain't when you go to Ed Burke's fundraiser, I was talking about this the other day. He has made so many people wealthy that they want to run there in the spite of a federal investigation. Because now you know if you at this, you know the feds are like click, 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 click. The newspapers were like click, click, click. But the dude has made every judge that has come out of Illinois for the last 40 years, which means that all the way up the chain, to be a federal judge, you had to start at the circuit. How'd you get a circuit appointment? How many judges were lined up think about this. This man is under an investigation, and all the judges in Cook County lined up to come kiss the ring yesterday in public. Like he said, I am the Don. Real talk. Dude showed up yesterday with a Santa Claus bus. Santa Claus on the bus that said, I am with Ed Burke. And I'm not tripping. That's just one fund. Now, his counterpart was with me last night. And little did any of us know that we knew his fundraiser was going on. We did not know the gravity of it. But I was talking to the head of the Black Caucus, the head of the budget committee. And it's like they didn't necessarily recognize. They didn't even recognize that some of these white boys that be all in their face be getting paid. I was like, you know why they don't never get federally indicted? Quinn, there's a stand right there.
Oh, is that what? Oh, I have my book up there. I'm listening to you.
Ed Burke Like, they have the same amount of actual political power, but black people don't even understand the whole lobbying game. So you know why black people get indicted? Because they don't got no damn lobbyists.
That's where you come in.
Right, but
Educate
and
folk.
yeah, okay,
And educate the right folk, the people that actually will move.
I'm with you on that. It's up there. We're not gonna take it anymore. You ain't got no right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. Says all right, you says I saw. Ba 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 ba. We're not gonna take it. Oh no, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Quinn Bryant. And you know, we are still sitting on the tarmac, but check this out. Boom, through the airport, she has come busting through the doors, saved by our Chicago Fire Department. It is Miss Annette Flournoy. Annette, you made it.
Teen in Bronzeville.
Bronzeville.
To the rescue. I mean, you talk about being a superhero. I'm surprised there is no superhero with like a souped up fire engine that drives around and flies
That's right.
around rescuing people and, you know, rescuing damsels in distress like myself. It was just phenomenal. So, of course, I locked my keys in the car this morning.
Man, well, I am glad that you are here. So let's get this soul plane up in the air. Sonya, hit the jets. Let's get this thing to 50,000 feet, and let's get to the social media question of the day. So check it out, y'all. I know I've been talking about this ad nauseum, but yesterday, I was after Commissioner Carrie Steele was sworn in as commissioner at Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. I had the opportunity to sit down with some people that I haven't really had the opportunity to chill with in a while and talk to without it being adversarial. Had the opportunity to talk to some members of the Chicago Aldermanic Black Caucus. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was refreshing. I was a little nervous. Not nervous because I was on my own land. And on my own land, I don't care. But it was one of those things where I didn't know if people were going to be cool, they was going to be standoffish, etc. But you know, you add a little liquid libation and everybody gets lubed on up. But we were talking about the status of black people in Chicago and how we get ahead collectively. Like, it was not an adversarial conversation as much as how do we do it? Like, how? How do black people get ahead? And you know, I was like, it wasn't a finger pointing session. It wasn't and quite frankly, it was also, I mean, Alderman, Chairman of the Black Caucus, Alderman Rod Sawyer was there, right? And it was just a conversation of like really comparing how things work for black people and how things work for white people in this city, and how do we get ahead? We were talking about entertainment, right? Talking to Alderman Austin, Carrie Austin, and she was saying, man, we really need entertainment venues. And I was saying, you think about well, the Regal, that's one option. We need multiple options. When you go north, they don't say, here's one thing, go to that.
Washington Cultural Center.
I'm saying that what I'm saying.
More. Gotcha.
Exactly. It's like you point to two, and then it's like the white folks be like, see, y'all got them too. But then they go up north and they build these awesome, you go into Pilsen and they done turn the Thalia Hall. You don't even realize what's going on. And it's like right in your neighborhood. But if we say we want to do something like that in the neighborhood, we think about the guns, the crime, all that. But we were really saying, how do we get ahead? Amazon Go stores, they're opening up. How do you get them to come to the South Side? Now, if you talk to an alderman who's not a retail expert, right, they don't necessarily know either. And I think that one of the things is nobody has really sat down, identified the problems, said, here's a workable solution, and here's how this is the role you play, this is the role you play, this is the role you play. Now, what sparked the conversation was, man, we were at the MWRD swearing in, and State Representative Louis Arroyo, he basically stood up in a room full of white liberals, black politicians, gay, lesbian, you name it, whatever was in the world was in that room. And he made a statement to everybody like, y'all told us what we couldn't do. You said, who sent you, or who told you could do this? Who you think gonna let you do it? And he said, well, nobody letting us do it. We took our stuff. And we gonna keep taking. Because we want equity and we want parity. Now, he said it like he didn't do like this. I mean, he was like, imagine standing up in front of a room full of white liberals.
When you believe in what you're saying, you don't whisper, do you?
I never whisper. I can't whisper. So even when I'm trying to be like, hey, you know, they be like, my sister's like, you're not whispering. You know you're not whispering, right? I'll be trying to whisper on the show. So I'm vociferous on anything that I believe in, and it's part of my problem. Because people try to, they like, you can't say that. Don't say that. It's how you say it. People will tell me, Maze, I mean, you can say it differently on the radio so that you don't make people mad. Well, I'm pissed.
I don't think that's part of your problem. I think that's part of their problem.
Well, unfortunately, I think that we as a people have been straight sucker punched.
Finesse.
We ain't even been finessed. We've been brutalized, and we don't want no more. That's what it is. You know, it's finessed is when you be like, ooh, I could think about it. You know what? When you don't want no more, you just sit in the corner and be like, I don't want no more. Just do what you're going to do. But I think what we came to yesterday was, one, first a conversation. But then, how do black people get ahead in Illinois? In the current environment? Right? Like, is there a way because I'm telling you, the aldermen yesterday, they were like, tell us.
I think the same way that black people can get ahead in the country, in the world, play chess. Stop sitting around reacting to everything.
Who taught you how to play chess? Where'd you learn how to play chess?
Actually, I am putting together a class, like a week-long class for people to learn entrepreneurs to learn how to play chess. But yeah, I think.
So
in this day and age, download that's how I learn, a game on the phone. I'm not great, but I've downloaded and it will teach you how to
So you're talking about literal chess. I'm talking about this.
Literal chess teaches you how to think in life.
Okay.
Yeah. So you learn you understand where you're going on this board. Because that's why we all sat around playing checkers. That's why we are just responding to everything that's happening to us.
Okay. I get that one metaphorically. So I want to play political chess. How do we do that?
Learn politics first.
And where do we learn it? Right?
You.
See, and people say that, and then when I tell them what they don't want to hear, then they get mad. Then they get mad because they want to keep going down pick the winner and then set the policy. They want to set the policy. You got to win first. And most people don't want to hear you got to win first. They want a sentimental feeling. They want to feel like no, you got to pick the winner. And then you go from there. And it's like all of the metaphysical and earth vibrations and all that you want to get happening, you can't get none of it going if you're not with the winner. All right, so here's the deal. Give us a call, 773-591-1690. It is the social media question of the day. How do black people get ahead in Illinois? I think it was a question we were all trying to figure out, and not figure out against each other, but figure it out collectively. How can we all get in on the solution? I'll talk to you about what I think we can do when we come back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
I remember maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, you and I talked about you doing a politics 101 class, but then you did the Chicago politics live thing.
Poli-Sci 101.
Right, but did you,
Poli-Sci 102 starts tonight. And it will be on the Chicago mayoral race and how we should, the anatomy of a race, so you can understand what's going on and what you're looking at.
I feel like you're doing it, like between the what's in the black people, what's in it for the black people voting guide, but I also feel like your class could be like an ongoing class. It needs to be up, and people should be like paying attention, you know, and then it also should be people in local field houses or whatever teaching it. Like if you want to